Some individuals appear to attract success with remarkable ease, but what may seem like luck is in fact the result of consistent habits. It's the small, daily behaviors that they cultivate that foster their confidence, sharpen their discipline, and create an unstoppable momentum toward their goals. These routines are not by chance. They are crafted with intention and precision. Each action reinforces a sense of identity, while every choice has the power to rewire the mind. The key to success does not lie in innate talent, but rather in alignment. When you align your habits with the life you aspire to lead, success begins to seek you out. In just a few moments, I will guide you through the daily habits that will build your confidence, enhance your discipline, and pave the way for enduring success. Every day, as the sun rises, you are faced with a personal battlefield, not one filled with swords and shields, but one of identity. Before the outside world has a chance to influence you, your mind presents a crucial question. Who am I today? If you fail to provide an answer, it will default to yesterday's fears and failures, draping you in the same limitations you pledged to overcome. But what if, each morning, you took the time to consciously choose your identity? What if you stood in front of your mirror and declared, "This is who I am becoming"? Not as a mere wish, but as a firm decision. Success does not start with results. It begins with your sense of identity. This identity is something you forge, not something you passively discover. Think of a farmer who doesn't wait for a feeling of readiness before planting seeds. He plants, and through the act of nurturing those seeds, he ultimately becomes a farmer by harvest time. So, what does this mean for you? It means setting aside a moment each morning to write a single sentence. One truth that encapsulates the person you are determined to become. This could be, "I am focused. I am strong. I do what needs to be done." Speak it, write it, and embody it as if it is already true. Now, imagine two men rising with the dawn. One lets the world dictate his self-worth, while the other takes command of his identity before the world has a chance to weigh in. Who stands a better chance of conquering the day? Reflect on whether you have claimed your identity, or if you are merely renting one from your past. When challenges arise, will you remember who you chose to be, or will you revert to self-doubt? It is essential that you make a decision and make it unequivocally loud and clear. The world does not wait for a hesitant individual to find himself. It rewards those who confidently declare their identity and follow it up with decisive action. It's important to tackle the difficult tasks first. When you wake up, your mind may begin whispering sweet comforts, encouraging you to take it easy and ease into the day. But remember, success does not favor those who delay. It favors the one who confronts the proverbial dragon while it is still sleeping. That hardest task on your to-do list? That's your dragon, and you must face it head-on. If you don't confront it early, it only grows in size and ferocity, feeding off your fear and turning into an insurmountable obstacle. Acting decisively means that even if your feelings are not aligned with your actions, you move anyway. You must prepare for battle the night before. Write down your plan of attack, understand its shape and its steps. When morning comes, take action before your emotions have a chance to catch up. Remember this image. One worker stares at his most daunting task, waiting for motivation to strike him, while another rolls up his sleeves and begins to work, knowing that motivation will spark once he is in motion. Which man is destined for victory? Ask yourself, are you a commander of your day or merely a prisoner of procrastination? Have you allowed hesitation to dictate your actions? If you wish to build momentum, start by summoning your courage at the break of dawn. The strongest individuals are not those devoid of fear, but those who walk through it anyway. Speak to yourself as if you are a king. Every individual possesses an internal dialogue, and tragically, many allow that voice to speak like a beggar. I'm not ready. I don't belong. I can't. However, you were never meant to obey this negative internal monologue. You were made to master it. The mind naturally believes what it hears the most, and if you've allowed fear to rule your thoughts, it will dominate your actions. Instead, elevate your inner voice to one of authority. You don't need to feel utterly confident to speak like a leader. You must declare your worth, and in doing so, your confidence will rise. Remember, words are not merely reflections of your reality. They are the architects of it. Speak affirmatively. Declare, I deserve excellence. Affirm, I walk with purpose. Assert, I do not shrink in the face of challenges. Say these things until your mind stops countering with doubts. To begin, find one powerful statement that resonates with you. Articulate it each morning, out loud, while standing tall. Repeat it throughout the day while you walk, work, and engage with the world until your reality aligns with your affirmations. Picture this scenario. One man mumbles self-doubt and wonders why the world overlooks him, while another speaks belief into his very bones until he catches the world's attention. Same abilities, different internal dialogue, different outcomes. Consider whether you have been conversing with yourself as a king or living as a servant waiting for validation. To master your destiny, you must first master your language, and this starts not with externalities, but with the whispers you share with yourself in quiet moments. Speak boldly, frequently, and with conviction, because your future hinges on it. Move with certainty. You know there will never be a flawless moment. Some part of you is undoubtedly aware of this. Yet, there's a quiet whisper within that continues to wait for that perfect day when fear dissipates, plans are flawless, and everything aligns seamlessly. That day will never arrive, for readiness is not a condition. It is a choice. The individual who waits to feel prepared will always be tardy to their own existence. The world doesn't pause for your confidence. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It surges forward, and only those who dare to move, even with trembling hands or shaky resolve, find their way. You may believe clarity is a prerequisite, but in reality, it is the reward that follows action. You move first, you may stumble and fumble, but each step you take starts to clarify your path and sharpens your direction. You do not gain wisdom without first embarking on the journey. You acquire it through your experiences. Every expert once began as an amateur, and every confident voice was once filled with uncertainty. The distinction between those who flourish and those who wane lies not in talent, but in the will to move forward. It's the boldness to confess, I don't yet know the whole path, but I will begin anyway. Let your knees shake. Let your voice quaver. Your fear does not disqualify you. Your decision to rise despite it is what defines you. You don't need to accomplish monumental tasks today. Just take a single action. One that isn't the easy choice that flatters your self-image, but the one you've been reluctant to undertake. This is the first step into the unknown. Let it be imperfect, let it be messy, but ensure it is real. Now, Envision two individuals. One waits by the window, seeking a sign, certainty, divine whispers, urging him forward. The other, though gripped by apprehension, takes a first step. He stumbles, he hesitates, but by the time sunset arrives, he is further along his journey, weathered and wiser. The first man is still waiting. Same day, same ambition, but completely different outcomes. Consider this. Are you putting your future on hold until your fears dissipate? Or are you willing to walk alongside your fears and continue moving forward? The individual who takes action without full certainty, without perfection, without a complete plan, becomes the individual who gains insight and understanding. Action breeds clarity. It generates momentum and nurtures growth. Success isn't about feeling certain. It's about being willing to take the first strike despite shaky hands, willing to forge ahead even in the absence of a roadmap. The bold are not without fear. They grow weary of remaining stagnant. You don't need every detail sorted out to start moving. In fact, beginning is essential to figuring things out along the way. The trail reveals itself to those willing to traverse it, so take the first step and trust that the moment you act, the person you aspire to become also steps into existence. Guard your environment fiercely. You are not merely an individual, you are a castle under construction. Brick by brick, decision by decision, you are building your own kingdom. But even the most robust walls can succumb to decay, not from an outside assault, but from the gradual infiltration of negativity. The thoughts you harbor, the habits you sustain, and the people you surround yourself with are significant. They are either allies to your vision or adversaries to your soul, and each day you open the gates to new influences. Most men do not falter from a lack of strength. Rather, they fall prey to allowing the slow seep of toxicity to undermine their stability. They indulge in trivial conversations. They accept mediocrity in the guise of rest. They tolerate associations that mock discipline. Bit by bit, they lose their edge, and their ambitions soften. Before they know it, they have transformed into someone unrecognizable, not by choice, but due to complacency. If you are determined to rise, you must stand as a vigilant guardian of your kingdom. Your environment encompasses much more than mere physical space. It includes what you expose yourself to, what you hear, see, and permit to enter your life. A cluttered room is not just a physical disorder. It sends a psychological signal. Chaos is welcome here. A companion who dismisses personal growth is not merely harmless company. He is a voice that undermines your ascent. Thus, take a moment to assess your surroundings. What does your space communicate about your mission? Remove distractions that mock your vision. Create a sanctuary that fosters your future. Next, shield your time as if it were treasure. Refuse to squander your hours on gossip or trivialities. Dedicate your time to activities of significance. Choose enlightening books over distracting noise, silence over shallow company, and purposeful direction over vain diversions. Visualize clearly. One man awakens in a meticulously organized space, equipped and ready, inhaling clarity with each breath. Another stirs in a chaotic environment, overwhelmed by confusion and distractions, and wonders why his inner fire dwindles. The reason is evident. You are forever becoming that which you are surrounded by. If you inhabit a world that celebrates mediocrity, you will struggle to rise above it. But if your environment resonates with strength, you will walk with power. So, Ask yourself now, who influences you? What enters your mental and emotional gates? What have you tolerated that should have been cast aside long ago? You are not merely an individual. You are a kingdom, asserting dominion over your experiences. Fortify your walls, strengthen your resolve, and remember that what you allow in will either empower you or diminish you. Never make excuses. While they may feel like a protective shield, gentle, justifiable, and benign, they are ultimately comforting lies that encase your ego when you face setbacks. You might whisper, "It wasn't the right time," or "No one supported me." And for a fleeting moment, these words may soften your failures. But excuses do not provide protection. They imprison you, binding your potential to past disappointments and informing you that this is the furthest you will go. You may fool others with your justifications and gather sympathy or understanding, but a deeper, uninhibited witness exists within. You know the truth. It remembers when you had a choice and chose comfort instead of courage. It knows when you retreated rather than fought. No excuse can silence that inner truth. You might think you need better circumstances, more time, or additional support, but history tells a different narrative. Great individuals did not emerge from comfort. They were shaped in adversity. They faced betrayal, misunderstanding, ridicule, and doubt, but acted anyway. While others awaited favorable winds, they built their dreams amidst the storm. While others sought validation, they delivered results. Their secret was not inherent talent or perfect timing, but rather unyielding resolve, a decision made so steadfastly that no circumstance could alter it. To eradicate excuses, stand before your life with unwavering nakedness and declare, "Every aspect of this is mine." Embrace the good, the bad, the unfinished, and the broken, not to punish yourself, but to empower yourself. Acknowledge that your actions, not your circumstances, determine your destiny. In that realization lies your freedom, the freedom to learn, adapt, and flourish. Consider two artisans. One scrutinizes his creation, blaming imperfections on a dull tool, believing that a sharper blade would yield better results. The other recognizes the flaw, but chooses to regrind the edge, putting in the work to improve. He accepts responsibility, not to feel ashamed, but to take back control of the situation. Over time, this second artisan gains respect, opportunity, and mastery, while the first remains stagnant, forever casting blame. Now, I invite you to reflect on your journey with courage. Are you hiding behind justifications, or are you stepping forward regardless of your challenges? Have you crafted a narrative so many times that it feels like truth? Are you waiting for sympathy, or are you prepared to take empowerment into your own hands? No man etches his name into the annals of history through apologies. He is remembered for his actions, for embracing responsibility, and for holding himself accountable, declaring, "I will fix it. I will confront it. I will rise." The world remembers not those who explain their failures, but those who respond to them with action. So say less, limit justifications, shrink your vocabulary of blame, and expand your capacity for diligence. When the next challenge presents itself, and it will, resist the urge to weave a narrative. Instead, summon your strength, burn your excuses, watch them crumble into ash as you let go of their grip because they never served you. They only stalled your progress. You, my friend, are not designed to linger in limbo. You are built to create, transform, and conquer. You achieve this not by waiting for the perfect time, but by deciding you are no longer content with stalling. This moment is yours. While others rest, you must learn. If others succumb to ease, you must strive. Not for pride, not for recognition, and not to outpace a colleague, but to outshine the person you were yesterday. You understand something vital that many overlook. The world does not reward complacency. It rewards mastery. Mastery is cultivated in the inconspicuous hours when most surrender to sleep or meaningless silence. You rise because you recognize that the best way to elevate yourself is to seek knowledge that others neglect. Knowledge is power, but only when pursued passionately. It is not sufficient to say you will learn one day. The urgency must drive you. Your mornings become your classroom, your evenings morph into your library. The conversations you engage in, the mistakes you analyze, the books you read, these become forms of education. If you keep your eyes open, the world itself transforms into your greatest teacher. Many lament their lack of time for learning, but time does not arrive uninvited. It is chiseled from the grist of comfort, distraction, and procrastination. Carve out precious moments from the unnecessary and the trivial, and invest them in personal growth. Select insightful books over superficial entertainment, and create silence where there is just background noise. The process is straightforward. Choose an area of knowledge that will enrich your future. Whether it's finance, communication, strategy, leadership, or self-discipline, engage with subjects that matter and make them your craft. Do not absorb information like someone greedily consuming empty calories. Pursue knowledge with purpose. Read thoughtfully, reflect deeply, ask questions, and apply what you learn, because knowledge without action becomes yet another distraction cloaked in information. You don't need to devise an elaborate blueprint. You just need the determination to start walking your path, even if it feels daunting. Remember, success does not reside in certainty, but in the willingness to take risks and act, thereby creating your own destiny. As you venture forth, the lessons of the universe will unfold, illuminating your way and enriching your journey. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more motivational content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.